Welcome back, everyone. Here today we're going to be discussing one of the scariest places in America. There are so many creepy abandoned asylums, but this one takes the cake for me. The filmmakers who go into this place weren't expecting what they found, but I think that if they had known, they wouldn't have gone in anyway. It's about to get real scary, so hang on to your popcorn because you won't want to miss this one. But first, if you love all things paranormal, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Now, let's dive into Black Hollow Uncovered. The year is 2013, and the location is Black Hollow Asylum. It is said that this place is haunted by the souls of those who died there. It was built in 1894 and was used as a hospital until 1994. It was then abandoned and left to rot away. A group of filmmakers decided to go into the asylum to see just how haunted it really was. They brought cameras and audio recorders with them to try and capture anything that might happen on tape. Little did they know what was in store for them. As soon as they stepped foot inside, strange things began to happen. Doors were slamming, lights were flickering, and they could hear voices whispering to them. They continued on, and as they went deeper into the building, the energy started to get heavier. It felt like they were being watched, and they could feel eyes on their backs even though they were alone. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, a man appeared in front of them. He looked old and disheveled and was wearing clothes from another era. They were shocked and scared and didn't know what to do. The man then started to walk away from them and disappeared down a hallway. They called out to him, but he didn't answer. They followed him, hoping to catch up and ask questions, but he kept disappearing around corners just before they could reach him. They continued their investigation and found more strange things. There were writings on the walls, pictures of strange creatures, and instruments that looked like they were from an alien planet. It was clear that this place was hiding something sinister, and they were determined to find out what it was. As the night wore on, things got worse. They could feel cold spots and hear footsteps following them. They could also hear screams in the distance, but they couldn't tell if they were real or imagined. Just when they thought it couldn't get any worse, they heard a voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. It said, "Get out now." They were terrified and didn't know what to do. They ran from room to room, trying to hide, but the voice kept following them. It seemed to be taunting them, enjoying their fear. They finally decided to run outside and get away from the house. When they did, they turned to thank the man for helping them. But he was gone. They searched for him, but they couldn't find him anywhere. They were shaken by their experience and didn't understand what had happened to them. That's when they decided to go home. Back in the safety of their own homes, they began to piece together what had happened to them. They looked over their footage and listened to the audio recordings they had made, and that's when they heard it again, the voice that had chased them out of the house. It said, "Get out now." They could also hear footsteps following them. It was clear that they had been stalked by something evil while they were in the house, and they were just lucky to get out alive. But who was the man who had helped them? Who was this mysterious stranger who had appeared out of nowhere and saved them from the evil entity? The truth is, they may never know. He could have been a ghost, a spirit that had been trapped in the house and was finally free. Or maybe he was just a figment of their imagination, a hallucination caused by the stress and fear of the situation. But one thing is for sure, they will never forget their experience at Black Hollow Asylum. They will forever be haunted by the memory of the man who saved them from the evil entity that lurked within its walls. It was then that they remembered the story of a former patient who had been rumored to haunt the asylum. His name was Elijah, and he had been committed to the asylum after killing his wife. He had always been seen wandering the halls, talking to himself and muttering about demons. It was said that he was the only patient who had ever escaped the asylum without being caught, and some believed that he was the mysterious stranger who had helped them. Could it be possible that Elijah had returned to help them? Was he the ghost of Black Hollow Asylum? After hearing his story, the filmmakers were even more determined to uncover the truth. They continued their investigation and soon discovered that Elijah was not the only ghost that haunted the asylum. They heard the whispers of other patients who had died within its walls. They felt the cold spots where some had suffered and even saw apparitions that appeared and disappeared before their very eyes. The more they learned about the asylum's dark past, the more they realized that they were in danger. The evil entity that lurked within the building was growing stronger and it wanted them out. They knew they had to leave, but as they made their way to the door, they could hear footsteps behind them. It was the same sound they had heard before, the sound that had driven them mad with fear. This time, however, the footsteps were closer, much closer. They could feel the entity's presence closing in on them, its cold fingers reaching out to grab them and pull them back into the darkness. They ran as fast as they could, their hearts pounding in their chests, their lungs burning with exertion. They didn't dare look back to see if whatever was pursuing them was gaining on them, but they could hear its heavy breathing close behind them. They burst through the door and stumbled out onto the grass, gasping for breath. As they stood there catching their breath, they looked back at the house. In the distance, they could see the windows flickering with an eerie light. It was as if the entity itself was watching them, making sure they didn't come back. They never went back to Black Hollow Asylum, but the experience haunted them for years afterward. They couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, that the entity was waiting for them in the darkness. They could still hear the whispers of the ghosts and feel the cold spots that marked their presence. And sometimes at night they could even see the apparitions that had appeared before their very eyes. The filmmakers had uncovered a darkness that should have remained buried, and now they were paying the price. The documentary was a harrowing journey into the depths of human madness and the horrors that can occur when science and religion collide. It was a reminder that there are some things in this world that are best left unknown, some secrets that are better left buried. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button and let us know what you thought in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. We've got plenty more where this one came from. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Here at our channel, we love learning about scary places that are rumored to be haunted. And one of the creepiest locations we've ever heard of is the Waverly Hills Sanatorium. The Waverly Hills Sanatorium is located in Louisville, Kentucky, and was originally opened in 1910 as a tuberculosis sanatorium. Throughout its history, it has been the site of countless deaths and is now considered to be one of the most haunted places in America. What's your favorite ghost story? Share with us in the comments below, and who knows, maybe one day we'll feature yours in an episode. So keep watching and stay tuned for more terrifying tales. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy haunting.